Guys, I don't know what the hell's going on today. This is probably attempt number 6 to record this video. I'm having tech issues. Other headset sounded like shit, had all this crackling going on with it, which I've ran into in the past. Um, but it was just like super bad today, and I'm like, I'm not gonna post that sounding like that. So I went and found this old ass PS3 headset that somehow magically still had a fucking charge on it and plugged it in, and this thing sounds great, but the microphone makes me sound like I'm talking into a tin can. So I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for that. But anyway, today we are here because we're going to talk about Adam Calhoun and Struggle Jennings, their song "Climbing Mountains" with Caitlynn Curtis. All three of these guys are phenomenal. I especially enjoy songs that Struggle does when he features Caitlynn. Um, and then, of course, this one has the added bonus of Adam Calhoun involved in it as well. So wins all around. So we're gonna get into the song. I've heard the song before, I've seen the video several times, listened to it several times. I just wanted to kind of just come on and just talk a little bit about it. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it.
Will you climb the highest mountain? Will
And
you
right off the
fight
bat,
for
her voice
those
is
who
just
can't? Will
amazing.
you fold and
Love it.
walk away, or will you stay and take a stand? Don't be silenced by the lights where you can choose to understand. Oh, we've come too far to see us come again.
They want us lost and scarred. Hate the cops, break the law, and the news tries to say what's right and wrong. If you believe that, it's safe to say you probably gone. And I don't wear a mask, why don't you make me put one on? These days, morals.
Go ahead and pause there for a second. I gotta fix this nonsense. This is one of the older PS3 headsets. When there's certain bass hits, like fucking vibrates your head. Like I guess they thought that would be immersive. It actually just causes fucking headaches. So as soon as that beat kicked in, it's like I don't need that shit. Um, so a couple things Adam's talking about here. First and foremost, he's talking about the ability of the media to convince people what is right and what is wrong, regardless of the law. They have been very successful at um, brainwashing people and convincing them what's right and wrong. Um, and most people are too damn lazy or too damn stupid to go and do any kind of research on any subject for themselves. Um, you see anti-police hate or anti-police sentiment all over the place, and that is 100% due to the media. Um, they will take a story and they will convict, be it a police officer or Sandman or Rittenhouse. I mean, they convict them basically immediately with virtually no details around the situation, and that creates this hatred and divisiveness that they are actually. I mean, they're paid to create this at this point. And that's across the spectrum. That's not just the left. I mean, that's left and right. The right typically in some of these situations will kind of hold off a little bit, kind of get more details. For instance, I don't know of any right-leaning news outlet that Sandman um, sued, oddly enough. But everyone else just labeled this kid a racist and everything else just like right out the gate. Anytime there's a white police officer that has a uh, shooting incident with a black suspect, it's immediately made about race. It's not police officer shoots fleeing suspect. It's white police officer shoots unarmed fleeing black man or whatever. And then come to find out the guy just took 5 shots at the police officer and then started running away, and he happened to get his back turned before the officer fired or something similar to that. But you've already labeled this officer as a racist, and they're just out trying to kill certain groups of people, etc., etc. So yeah, I mean he's spot on. He's spot on right there. And he's even saying, if you buy into all this crap, you're gone. You're beyond help. Like, I can't help you if you buy into this crap. And then he kind of touches on masks. I have mixed feelings about masks. On the one hand, I work at a company that requires us to wear a mask when we're in the building. When we're working on the clock in the building, we're required to wear a mask. I don't like it. It's annoying, but there's worse places to work, and it's to me not much more than a minor inconvenience. Um, Now there was a time when we were requiring people entering the building that didn't work there, requiring masks inside the building at all times. Um, and to me, if you're very staunchly anti-mask, which a lot of people have become because the mask in general has become a symbol of government oppression for a lot of people. So there's a lot of people who come in and be like, no, I'm not wearing a mask, and they turn around and leave, and that's fine. That is exactly what they should do if they are against a company having a policy requiring people to wear masks. But then you have this other very small group of people. They come in, hey man, you got a mask? We do require them in the, in the building, and they immediately go to fuck you out, fuck you up just for even mentioning a mask to me. What? Really? And I mean, there's even stories of people have been like shot just for bringing up a company's requirements to wear a mask. So I kind of have mixed feelings there. I think some people are a little over the top about it. Um, but I mean, that's a very small group of people. I mean, we didn't enforce a mask policy. We recommended it, suggested it, and um, if the person said no, hey, whatever, your choice, bro. What. But I mean, some people say, hey, you got a mask, we require them in the building. Like I said, they'd be like, no, I don't wear those, not gonna do it, and they turn around and leave, which is exactly what you should do as an American if you don't agree with a company's policy. Adam just did the same thing with Carhartt when they started requiring um, vaccination or testing for their employees. He said, nope, done, not supporting you anymore. Which that's a very dangerous policy. Anybody that's followed the science, you should know that weekly testing of unvaccinated people is pointless. You should be weekly testing your vaccinated people because they're the ones most likely to have an asymptomatic infection and spread it around the damn office or the store or building or whatever you're working in. Um, and that's just scientific. I mean, it's been shown in many cases that a vaccinated person, depending on the strain, um, is more likely to have an asymptomatic infection. And that's 4 days, 4 or 5 days where they're at their most contagious, that they're just walking around, just spreading this shit around to everybody. But those aren't the people we want to test. We want to segregate the unclean, unwashed, unvaccinated people. And we want to put them through this hell of being tested every week. When in reality, if they catch this thing, they're probably going to show symptoms. And you're going to know. And at that point, you've only had a day or so of them being contagious, and you can say, "Hey, you need to go home, stay home for a few days." But the vaccinated ones. So he took a stand against Carhart because even though the government mandate was struck down in the Supreme Court, Carhart decided to keep this policy, and he disagrees with it. And he said, "Nope, burn this Carhart stuff. I'm not going to support you anymore." It's how you handle things. You boycott them. Talk with your wallet. You don't threaten the damn employee with a camera in their face, Ricky fucking Schroeder, like basically abusing this dude at Costco because he says, "Hey, you got to wear a mask," and then you want to talk to this guy at working the door about your constitutional rights and government oppression, and he's just doing what the people that signed his paycheck told him to do. Um, and please don't come back and say, "Well, the Nazis were just doing what they were told to do," because this isn't about Nazism or anything like that. That's just nonsense. Um, People have jobs. Companies have policies. They require a mask. Don't abuse the freaking employees. Don't sit there and give them some 10, 15-minute speech about rights and oppression and everything else because it's not, this guy can't change the policy. Just say, all right, well, I don't agree with it, so I will shop somewhere else. I promise you, you can walk your ass into Sam's wholesale club without a mask on. Walmart don't give a fuck. So, anyway, that's my spill on that. Back to this song.
And values take a back seat. Underage girls getting paid to shake their ass cheeks. If that was my daughter, you bet she get her ass beat.
Yep.
And I was born tough, so I don't need this vaccine. They try to make us feel like we stand alone. Why you
We just touched on the vaccine, so we ain't gonna go back into that.
think we keep guns and ammo on standby in our home?
Right.
Common sense ain't so common. Go on social media,
No, it is not.
read the comments. I'ma vomit with this
Will you
nonsense.
climb the highest mountain? Will you fight for those who can't? Will you
I don't care what this woman sings about. I just want to raise my hands. I just be like, light a lighter. She could be singing about nonsense, just stringing pointless words together. Her voice just hits. Just hits.
I don't do good with being told that I have to do anything but really think what has really happened to morals and the standards we were taught about. I ought to shout from the highest mountain what I thought about everything that's going on. Children being preyed upon, a righteous path. Morals and the standards we were taught about. I ought to shout from the highest mountain what I thought about everything that's
Morals and standards we were taught about. I ought to shout. Yeah, if you were raised right with good moral standards and you're a good person, you should be able to say, hey, this is what I believe. This is what I think. I believe that what you're doing is wrong. But doing that, you'll have the woke mob coming after you. No, God forbid you anger those people.
going on. Children being preyed upon, a righteous path I'm staying on. Reading what they say in songs, I sang a song. God, we need you now. How's that political? Things we show our kids right now is oh so critical. It's pitiful.
So there's a lot right there. One, he's talking about, again, he talks about a song, God, We Need You Now. So we're going to come back to that. But he mentions children being molested in that song and nobody's being arrested. Here he's talking about children being preyed upon. And it's people are okay with it. And basically what we show our kids and at a young age, what we show them, that's what they're going to grow up believing is okay. And I mean, typically with rap and hip hop music, it's nothing but ass and titties everywhere, and a bunch of just bullshit lyrics that aren't going to do anything for anyone, but get their asses locked up or killed. And kids see this stuff. I mean, we are in a digital age where, I mean, I've got a young child, and he jumps on YouTube and he's watching these cartoons about Batman and stuff, and then randomly some bullshit that he don't need to see pops up in the suggested videos. And so it's very difficult. I don't want to say it's difficult to monitor that, because I mean I stay on top of it pretty well. He knows what he should be watching and what he shouldn't be watching. He knows I'll bust that ass if I catch him watching something he shouldn't be watching. But like, why are these videos being suggested to someone that is literally watching Fisher Price Batman cartoons, and then some fucking ass and titty song pops up in the suggested videos? You got to watch that shit, because it fucking happens, and that is preying upon our children and trying to indoctrinate them into a certain way of thinking and thinking that certain things are okay. And no, keep an eye on that shit. And then he talks about God, We Need You Now. He's like, how is that political? How is that song political? It's considered political, but should it be? Should a Christian man singing about how he sees the world and noticing that God is missing from the world, should that be considered political? I don't think so. These are his beliefs. They're not even political beliefs, they're religious beliefs. He does touch on some political things about things that are going on in this country, but how is saying God, We Need You Now political? It's not. Back into it.
Pinning us against each other, guess that is their pinnacle. Tip of the iceberg, sinking ships with their ridicule. Ridiculous, they're infamous for stripping us of innocence, but making innocent victims depend on stimulus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will you fight for those who can't? Will you fight?
So there it is. That's Climbing Mountains, Adam Calhoun, Struggle Jennings. I talked a lot. This is a 3 minute video, and shit, I'm sitting at 15 minutes right now. So I apologize for being long winded. Um, but it's just stuff I kind of felt I wanted to talk about. Um, that's really why I started doing this in the first place. But great song as usual. Caitlynn Curtis's voice is amazing and brings that added depth to the song that, you know, Adam and Struggle couldn't do by themselves. I have no doubt the song would be amazing if it was just the two of them, but adding her, it does so much for a song. It really does. Um, if you made it this far, hey, appreciate you listening to me ramble. Um, sorry about how long-winded I was in this one, but thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel. Um, and overall, I mean, leave a comment. If you disagree with some things I had to say, then leave a comment. We'll talk about it. I try to respond to as many comments as I can. I work a lot, so I don't always have the ability to jump on and kind of respond to stuff, but I will jump on at some point. And I mean, we'll have a conversation. I'm cool with it. You guys be safe. Um, take care of each other. Look out for your families, and don't abuse retail employees over masks. Y'all have a good one.